Hey gang, Dave here from Ripple Rock. I'm coming to the island. It's always really great to get to work with Tanya and some of her associated coaches, and especially with all you athletes. And yeah, I'm going to be on the island for a week actually, all over the place. But Tanya's she is the original equestrian coach to hire me way back when like 20 years ago when I knew like almost nothing. And man, I've learned so much in those 20 years about so many aspects of life and so many aspects of sport. And now, yeah, so I think for probably many of you, you'll have never met me before. So I'm considered mental performance consultant is what they call us, sports psychologist if I had a doctorate degree, but I only have a master's degree, so I don't get to call myself a sports psychologist. But yeah, that's what we're working on, the psychology of how to make life better for you and the horse. And sports made up of four different things: physical things, technical things, tactical things. And I don't work with those things. I can talk about it, like I can make myself sound like I know something about riding a horse. But the truth of it is I just work on the mental side of sport. And equestrian riders are the number one users of my time because there's just huge challenges. So yeah, so I'm going to be there, and you'll get to meet me in person, and I'll work with you for, I always say, as long as it takes. We'll get some things sorted out. We'll hopefully get you a great ride, and it'll be clear why it was so good. And as always in the equestrian world, some things always don't go as planned. And when things don't go as planned, then it'll be how well you respond to that, and what good you make of it, and how you get yourself back on track and get going again and feel good about yourself. So those are the two things. Sometimes we just get a great ride, and I can help with that. And sometimes when things don't go well, we get a great recovery, and I can help with that. So that's why I'm there. So just a couple of things that'll just really help you get a little bit more up to speed in terms of how I do what I do. So I'll just sort of walk you through 6 really basic models today. And while I'm there, I'm actually going to take notes about the things that you and I specifically talk about. You'll be probably in a group, sometimes 2, 3, 4 of you at a time. Tanya's crazy. She can run 4 at a time, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And I take the notes. And so all the stuff we talk about and a bunch of other things I'll write down on a card, and then we'll do a little debrief after the ride. And I'll give you those cards, so they'll be yours. And usually before and after before each round, I'll have a little chat with you before you go, and then I'll have a little chat with you once you've gotten some feedback from Tanya and the other coaches, and then you'll come talk to me again, and we'll get some things sorted out, and then we'll wait for a while, and then we'll go again, and we'll just sort of keep it rolling and have some fun with it. So here's some of the things, some of the different, I call them models, but whatever, that I work with. So this one I just refer to as the big 8. And if you ladies can show up with these 8 things, then we know we're going to have a pretty good ride. So number 1 is calm in the mind. Number 2 is relaxed in the body. Number 3 is grounded. And I have a definition for that. Grounded is just the notion of I like myself. I like what I do. I like how I do it. And I got a bit of a plan. I always say mine's a bit vague, but it seems to be working. And yeah, so that's that sort of sense of grounded. It's just I'm good with me, and I'm good with what I do. So self-consciousness is one of the things that really gets in the way of a great ride, and just considering what other people think and comparing. Not that you women would ever do those things, but man, they can ruin a great ride. So we'll work hard to kind of let go of some of those things. So that's grounded. Centered, number 4, is that ability to change my mind. And then, of course, positive really helps. There's a lot of really amazing modeling out there of how to do it negatively, how to beat yourself into higher levels of performance. But what we've discovered over the years, and what I've personally discovered myself as an athlete, is that positive works way better than negative. And it's also makes it a more enjoyable process. And then patience, of course, is so important, because when you lose it, you lose the 5 things above it. And then the last 2 are focus and effort. And those make up the big 8. And the 4 that I'm going to really drive home with you while we ride is calm and relaxed, and positive and patient. So those are the 4 we're really going to focus on. Effort and focus, we don't need to pay a lot of attention to it, other than it's sometimes too much, too little. So I have a little speedometer here. It starts at 0, finishes at 0. Over here, you're being careless. You didn't plan well enough. You're not thinking enough. It doesn't get you a particularly high level of performance. This is where you're going to do your best, in this place between 4, 5, and 4. And this little place we refer to as carefree, where you're focusing on only what's essential. And I'll help with that. And I really want you to note this area here, because this is often where my equestrians hang out, over here, getting a relatively low level of performance comparatively to where it could be. And the reason why is because they're being careful. They're actually thinking too much, and you're actually trying way too hard. And thinking too much and trying too hard, especially when it comes to riding a horse, don't work. And so we'll pull you back from that place. And calm in the mind, relaxed in the body, positive and patient. We'll be working on those things. Okay, another thing we're going to work on is just the notion of the bubble. And here I am inside my bubble, and I just describe who I want to be. And so I'm going to be calm and relaxed. I'm going to be positive and patient. But also, I'm going to be really connected. I'm going to be a good communicator with my horse. I'm going to be carefree, so I'm going to try to let go of the self-consciousness of the ride, even though there's going to be lots of people around and lots watching. Just really deciding who this gal is going to be inside this bubble. And then, of course, outside of the bubble, are all of the things that are trying to get into the bubble to ruin the party. And you got to super reinforce your bubble for the lesson and just say, no, it's not getting in. I'm good with me. I'm good with what I do. I'm good with how I do it. I'm going to stay inside the bubble. I'm going to stay calm and relaxed, positive and patient. And all of this stuff out here, it's all predictable. And we're just going to work really hard to make it preventable, right? So that includes things like the results and, the runouts and the pulling the rail and all of the different things that can happen, all of the feedback that you're going to get, and the fact that we're going to be on a fairly public display, all of those kinds of things. You can see there's a lot of things trying to get in there, including me sometimes. Like sometimes I'm actually getting in the bubble and ruining my own party. Like I'm just being hard on myself. I set a much too high expectation. So we really want to come in with no expectation. Just say, okay, I'm going to meet this Dave guy. We're going to go. I'm going to get my horse. We're going to tack up. We're going to go out. We're going to have a great warm up. And apparently we're going to ride around and have a lot of fun. And wouldn't that be nice? And that's it. We'll learn some things, so we're just going to show up and give it our best, manage ourselves well. We're going to make some mistakes, of course. We'll manage them well. And we just want to be looking for that fun. Two kinds of fun. There's the social fun, and then there's the high performance fun. And it's, dang, that was so good kind of fun. That's the kind of fun we're really looking for. Is that just kind of surprising yourself, almost kind of fun. Okay, one of the ways in which we're going to utilize those things is to get ourselves into what we call an optimal performance state, and that's this line, and that line represents that optimal performance state, and so my job is to keep myself on that line. And if I think about it like a symphony, I just need to, take a few strides or do a jump or whatever it is, or have a round, and then let it go. And then do what's next and let it go, and do what's next. And that didn't work particularly well. So instead of having that thing that didn't go particularly well trigger me or hook me or flood me, and then I have to claw my way back to the line, I'm just going to let it go and start fresh. My football coach in grade 11 and grade 12 used to always say, I don't care what you've done, good or bad. All I care about is what we're about to do next. It was such a great saying. And he said it like 250 times a year. And of course, we all, bunch of 15-year-old knuckleheads, right? Oh, yeah, coach, we get it. You can stop saying it. We know that one, right? But honestly, we didn't get it at all. I was a wide receiver. I used to drop the football. I'd hate myself for months. Catch the football, and I'd just be so totally egotistical about myself. It would be ridiculous, right? Like, he just said, I don't care if it was good or bad. Just let it go and get ready for what's next. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do one, let it go, do one, let it go, do one, let it go. Sometimes there's a bit of emotion that gets connected to that little mistake that happens or whatever the event was. And So I have a little process that I'll teach you called smearing, which is the notion of emotionally releasing, right? So we smear, you grind your thumbs and forefingers against the rein, or you take your hand off and you rub the horse's mane a little bit or something like that. There's got to be some kind of little physical part to it. But what we're doing is as we're physically doing that thing, we're emotionally letting it go and returning to that place of the fresh start. Okay, so that's called smearing. And good or bad, like you smear and you get ready for what's next. So if you're doing a little round, 100 jumper round, after every fence you smear, you get ready for the next one, you smear, so as you're jumping, collecting, you're smearing, emotionally releasing, good or bad. Like we chipped, or we had to go big or whatever, or the distance was perfect, I'm so amazing, right? Like doesn't matter, good or bad, we let it go, get ready for what's next. So we take the look, we find the line, we get the rhythm and the pace, get that distance sorted out, go over the next one. And again, smear, collect, have a look, continue on as, we always do. Okay, looking for those same things that the coaches are always reminding you to look for. Okay, so that's the task at hand. That's one thing at a time, girls. So we're doing like literally, honestly, it's like one stride at a time. It's just like keep it super simple. Like just find the rhythm, find the pace. You're online. You're going to get that distance. Stay positive, up and over. Good. Let it go. Let's find the next one. Go have some fun with that one. That's what we're going to work on. All right, 2 girls inside your head. Sorry I'm going so fast, but we'll take time to explain it all in more detail when I'm there. 2 girls live inside of your head. Girl A, girl B. We got to leave our girl B's at home. We got to bring our girl A's to the barn. Only, ever. No girl B's at the barn. Girl B, she wants it to be safe. She wants to be comfortable. She loves to be happy. She likes to be enjoying herself. She wants things to be predictable. She doesn't want to get embarrassed. There's nothing wrong with girl B, but she's just nothing like girl A. And girl A, man, when you get to be a girl A, that is so much fun. And girl A is actually okay with being very uncomfortable. That girl, she just wants to be comfortable. That girl, she loves pushing the limits a little bit. She loves it when there's a little bit of risk involved. She loves it when there's a bit of struggle involved. She chooses the challenge. She likes it when it's difficult. She is one like whacked out woman. And man, she has fun, that girl. She is looking for the high performance fun every day. She makes a lot of mistakes in practice and very few in competition because she's always pushing the limit. She gets herself into that beautiful place where performance just naturally grows. And so we've got to push a little bit and make ourselves a little bit uncomfortable and be happy to be taking the risk. And so, up for the challenge, a little more bold, a little more brave, finding a little bit more resource in you to be a little bit more, relentless, just keep at it. Don't ever give up. Don't let that bother you. Let it go. Get ready for what's next. We'll really work on that as well. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to work on is where the real help is. And where the real help is, ladies, is in your subconscious mind. And so I've got this beautiful little diagram of how the mind works. You got 5 women that work up in your conscious mind. You've got 50 women that live down here in the subconscious mind. These 5 women are very critical. They like to debate everything. Everything has to go to a vote. They can be very negative, blah, blah, blah. And they can't ride a horse. They're not fast enough to ride a horse. So that's why you have a subconscious mind, and that's why there's so much repetition involved. You got to do it again, do it again, do it again, because those women over time will begin to recognize that pattern, and then they'll just do it for you. These women are good problem solvers. They're good at keeping structure. They're great schedulers. There's lots of things that we can get them doing that are really positive, but having them debate, letting them get negative, like those are the problems up there in the conscious mind. So down here in the subconscious mind, those women just need 2 things from you. They need you to believe in yourself, and they need you to trust yourself. So trust yourself, believe it's possible. Let's go have some fun. Try and quiet those girls down and get them to do some visualization of what it is that we're about to ask those women to do. because those women can be great visualizers, right? You got a little thing called the reticular activation system, which takes those visualizations and brings it down here and puts it on high definition TV screens for those 50 people to watch. And those 50 girls, they rock it every time. Those 50 girls, they are super positive. They never bail on you. They totally love you. They're on your team. They trust you. They just say, look, just relax. We got this. Just trust us, right? Believe it's possible. Let's go have some fun. Okay. So we got the big 8. Calm, relaxed, positive, and patient are the ones we're going to rely on. We're going to keep you grounded, like yourself, like what you do, like how you do it. We're going to keep the porridge just the right temperature, not too cold, not too hot, like Goldilocks. So we're going to get that nice flow state happening. We're going to stay inside the bubble, so no matter what happens, you've got some protection. We don't have to give it away, right? We're going to do just one simple thing at a time. And we're going to bring our girl A show with us. We're going to leave girl B at home. And we're going to really work with those girls in the subconscious mind. So that's a little bit about what I do, and that's a little bit about how I do it. I'm looking forward to meeting you and your horse, and we'll have some fun with it. And like I say, I'll take some notes, give you some notes, and I'll also leave you some contact information so that if you're interested in more resources, I can get an email from you and I can send you out a pile of resources and other talks that I've done. I have a YouTube channel which you can subscribe to, and it's got all my talks on it. And yeah, we'll keep you going. So hope you're all doing great, and I look forward to seeing you all. I think it's going to be on Sunday when we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.